Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 42 and 43. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadarata partha nanyadastuti vadinaha kamatmanam swargapara janma karma falapradam kriya vishesha bahunam भोग ऐश्वर्य गतिम प्रति। ओके So Krishna is saying, men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various spiritual activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. So, people in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the karma kanda portions of the Vedas. This karma kanda section of the Vedas, where these fruitive activities are recommended, this is basically it is like some kind of processes which are mentioned in Vedic scriptures, which says like if you do this job, this yajna, then you will attain this thing, like that. Okay. So this section is not very much kind of, in Bhakti Yoga we don't go for that much. Okay. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. Krishna is saying that people who are less intelligent, they will get attracted by this thing. Okay. It's like advertising. Okay. So less intelligent people will get trapped into the advertisement. Yes. For example, I'll tell you one practical thing. Very nice. See what happens? You go to a supermarket or a shopping mall, something like Big Bazaar. Okay. Like that. If you go there, what happens that sometimes you will find that one buy one get one free, right? So for example, you went to buy a t-shirt, a shirt, and you saw buy one get one free. So you will think, oh, so nice. So you will opt for that shirt, so that you will get one shirt free. And you are thinking, oh, today, then you will come back to home and you tell your relatives and friends, Arey, today I was so fortunate, I got a special offer, buy one get one free. For one shirt I paid and I got two shirts. Wow! So you will inspire others to go and buy. Now just think logically, this company or this supermarket or big bazaar or shopping mall, are they your family members or your relatives or your well-wishers? Who are they? They are just businessmen. So why are they giving you one shirt free? So the point is, actually, for example, the shirt was for say 1,000 rupee. Okay. And buy one get one free. So in 1,000 you are getting two shirts. So actually speaking, the shirt cost only say 300 rupee. But they have put it for 1,000 rupee. And they are telling buy one get one free. So they are buy one get one free means double cheating. Okay, buy one get one free means we are taking profit from you one time. So buy one get one free offer means now we will take same profit from you 2 times. But the language says that I am getting profit 2 times. But actually they are taking profit from me 2 times. How? Because shirt is for 300. So if they just put cost is 300. So as they are businessmen, they need to get some profit. That's right. So they may sell it for 400 or 500. Okay. So 200 rupees they are taking profit. So if they are not putting this buy one get one free, you will go and you will see 500 rupees shirt. Okay, just take it. So you will take only one, right? That time you will not take two. So you will take only one and you will give 200 rupees profit to them. But when they put buy one and get one free, then same shirt, 300 rupees shirt, you will buy two. Actually, you are not in need of two. You are in need of only one, but you are buying two. So this businessman very smartly he sold two shirt to you. Actually you needed one and he sold two and he took double profit, 200 plus 200, because one shirt he was gaining 200, so he gave you two shirts, so he got 400. So that is what this buy one get one free is not for you, it is for them. They are saying we are taking one, not one time profit, 2 time profit from you. So unnecessarily, so other fellow got 400 rupee, that means double profit, and you got one unnecessary one extra shirt. So he got 400 rupee profit, but you lost extra how much? 500 rupees. Because anyway 500, if you buy one, you have to spend 500. So that's right. But 500 you just gave just like that. What is it? And you are thinking very smart. Buy one get one free, and you are telling others, and you are sending them also. So that is called flowery words. Okay, so you think you got very great thing, but you got nothing. You are even in loss. So that's how some flowery words are there in Vedic scriptures to inspire these kind of less intelligent people to do something at least. So they'll say if you do this thing, you go to Swarga, you go to moon planet, you will go to higher planet, this thing, you will attain a great kingdom, and you will attain so much money, you will become this, that, like that. So people do those things and they get those benefits. But ultimately all the benefit achieved by Karma Kanda is under the span of material world, under this material world only. So by the end of the day, you are still in material world. So many births you spent and we are still in material world. But we were doing a lot of instruction, we were following a lot of processes, we were doing a lot of processes explaining the Vedic scripture, but they were all Karma Kanda process. So we were doing that and we were going to Swarga and Narka and up down, up down, up down. But still we are in material world. So men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommends various spiritual activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resulting in good birth, power and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. People in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruit activities recommended in the Karma Kand portion of the Vedas. They do not want anything more than sense gratificatory proposals for enjoying life in heaven, where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. Yes. In the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to the heavenly planets, especially the Jyotishtoma sacrifices. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to the heavenly planets must perform these sacrifices. And men with a poor fund of knowledge think that this is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom. They don't know the real purpose of Vedic wisdom, Aham Ved Vedyo. They don't know that. They know this only is the purpose of Vedic wisdom. It is very difficult for such inexperienced persons to be situated in the determined action of Krishna consciousness. What a sentence! It is very difficult for such inexperienced persons to be situated in the determined action of Krishna consciousness. They cannot be determined, they cannot be stable in Krishna conscious process. Many such people comes to ISKCON or in the process of Krishna consciousness, but when they hear this kind of pure philosophy which doesn't match with their karma kanda philosophy of temporary goals, they feel this is something not fit for us, because they are only running for temporary goals. They cannot think much. So they go only for buy one get one free. They don't go for original project. So they are trapped in that flowery words. They are less intelligent, so they can see only the near goals, near benefits. That is called prayers, and they cannot think about shreyas. That means higher goal. Okay. So as fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the results of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and the sense enjoyment thereof. People who are attached or attracted towards the heaven, Swargaloka, Prabhupada is comparing them with fool people who are attached to the poisonous flowers. They don't know if this flower is poisonous and it will be harmful. So, because generally in India many people are saying this thing, Are Swarg jaoge, everybody want to go Swarg. Yeah. In the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas it is said, Apam Somam, Amrita, Abhum and Akshayam Hava, Chaturmase, Yajina Sukritam Bhavati. In other words, those who perform the 4-month penances become eligible to drink the Som Rasa beverages to become immortal and happy forever. Even on this earth, so some are very eager to have Som Rasa to become strong and fit to enjoy sense gratifications. Such persons have no faith in liberation from material bondage. They think there is no liberation only. There is no mukti. They are not aware of spiritual world. They think only this Swarga Nark. That's it. That much they know. So they have no information about spiritual world. They don't know that there is something beyond this material world. Okay. So such persons have no faith in liberation from material bondage, and they are very much attached to the pompous ceremonies of Vedic sacrifices. They are generally sensual and they do not want anything other than the heavenly pleasures of life. It is understood that there are gardens called Nandan Kanan in which there is good opportunity for association with angelic, beautiful women and having a profuse supply of Som Rasa wine. Such bodily happiness is certainly sensual. Therefore, there are those who are purely attached to such material temporary happiness as lords of the material world. Okay. So, in one of the lecture, Srila Prabhupada says that the Vedas mention many incentives for achieving a better standard of life. Many incentives. Okay. Okay. So, Prabhupada is saying in one of the lecture of Bhagavad Gita that the Vedas mention many incentives for achieving a better standard of life. In this life, a father will advise his son to get a good education. This will lead to a well-paid job, and then he will be able to afford high living standard for his wife and children. These incentives in material life are mirrored by similar incentives in the Vedic literatures. Okay. Father is saying to the child, if you study well, you will get this proper job and you can take care of your family, wife, children nicely. So this kind of incentives are shown so that the child does study. Okay, so similar incentives are shown in the Vedic scriptures. So so that people can be people can follow something at least from Vedas. So people are urged towards pious activities so that they may be elevated to the higher planets and merit a high standard of life. But Krishna, Prabhupada is saying that, but Krishna recommends us not to be misled by enticing situations that Maya offers. We should not get trapped in the offers given by Maya. Buy one, get one free, or this much off, that much off. Maya will show so many things. We should be very alert. Tamso ma jyotirgamaya. Krishna also advises that we should not want to stay on any planet of this universe. We don't want to stay in this Brahmanda, in this material world. Our goal is beyond the material world. But many people, they get trapped in this flowery words of Vedas and they consider their goal heaven, which is in this material, in this universe only. Okay. In this material world, many innumerable universes are there. Okay, that information we know. So, so Krishna is what Krishna is advising. Krishna is advising that we should not have desire. We should not have such desire to go to heaven, or we should have desire. We should not have any desire to stay in this material world. And what is Prabhupada saying? Yad gatva ananivartante tad dham paramam. So Krishna says that our goal must be to go back to Krishna and live eternally with Him. Okay? Our goal is beyond this material world, beyond the Brahma Jyoti. There is that planet Goloka Vrindavan, so we want to go there. Okay? So it should be noted that in the previous section, Krishna encouraged Arjuna to fight by appealing to the same mentality in Arjuna that he now condemns. Although previously encouraging Arjuna to fight to obtain heaven, Krishna now speaks on a high level, the level of Buddhi Yoga. So one may ask this thing that actually Krishna said to Arjuna that if you fight in this Dharma Yuddha, so because of following Dharma Yuddha, you will go to, you can simply attain heaven. Krishna, you may remember in previous section, in here only, in this chapter, Krishna says, see Arjuna, if you fight, then you will go to heaven if you die while fighting. But if you win, you will attain kingdom. So in both the side, it is good. So because it is Dharma Yuddha, so even though if you die, you will go to heaven. So for that purpose you fight. So Krishna is saying for achieving heaven you should fight. But now Krishna is condemning the same thought. Why? Because Krishna is taking Arjuna to now on a higher level. Okay. So that's the point. Okay. Thank you so much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So that was 42 and 43. 44 tomorrow we shall do. Now we have 3 minutes. So if there is any question or comment, you can kindly ask.